Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Well, it's been a few months now since Chris gifted this to the channel and asked us to take it out for review.
And I think we've put it through its paces.
Oh yes, I think we have. Well, before we explain what we think of this Falcon Power Station, let's take a look at it in a little bit closer detail because we haven't done that just yet. The Falcon Power Station is a portable energy storage supply device suitable for home emergency power, outdoor travelling and leisure, emergency rescue, fieldwork and other applications. The product has a built-in lithium iron phosphate battery pack supporting AC 230 volt at 60 Hz with a pure sine wave 1200 watts output. So let's power on the device now and we can show you some of the features. So first of all, we're going to press the main power button on the right hand side and hold it down until the LED screen lights up. This is a bright display and can be seen in direct sunlight as well. On the left hand side we have the current percentage of charge which is within the battery itself, and it's reading 67%. In this middle section here we have the output power in wattage. It's currently reading 0 because we have no devices plugged into it. Below is the time to empty in hours. This third section here is actually to indicate which devices you've got plugged in and you're currently drawing power from, which you'll see in a moment. Below the Falcon Power Station badge we have 3 sets of USB-Cs and 3 USB-As. The USB-Cs, we have one rated at 100 PD watts and 2 at 30 PD watts. The USB-As are also have an output of 22.5 watts. To switch it on, you simply press. To switch off, we just press the button again. On the opposite side to the USBs, we have the DC power. This is a 12 volt 10 amp rated socket, and it looks just like the old-fashioned cigarette lighter type. We also have 2 DC sockets here, so if you are running devices with a power brick that you plug a socket into to charge or power, you can remove the power brick from the equation and just plug directly into here. And again, to switch it on, it's just one simple press. And the screen is showing us that we're now using DC power. Switch off, it's just a quick press again. In the bottom left hand corner here we have the AC input, and this is to power from a main supply. It's like a kettle lead type socket. Next to that we have the circuit protector and the reset button. Switching the power back on, we're going to move on to the AC power. Now the AC power is 2 230 volt sockets and they are rated at 1200 watts in total. To switch this on, again we're just going to press this button, and at the top of the screen there we can see that it's saying AC power. To switch off, just press again. Let's take a look at the side features of the power station. On the right hand side of the power station we have the very bright green vent system. This allows air to enter the device and work through the fan system to keep it cool. Below we have the 12 volt input for charging your power station. This can also be powered from an MPPT solar controller, which I'll explain more about as the video progresses, and this is maxed out at 300 watts. Now, future-proofing this device, we also have this additional socket here, which is for an expansion power port, which will come along from Falcon at a later date. So on the opposite side we have an additional grill to allow air to circulate within inside the device to keep it cool. On the rear of the device, we have some technical information and explanations of the voltages that each USB port can handle. Above that, if we switch on the device, we have a button, and that is for an additional lighting system. So we can press it first of all and it's very bright. We can press again and it dims it, and our third press we get the SOS flashing symbol. And press once more and the device goes off. On the top of the power station we have a wireless charging pad should you wish to use that to charge your mobile devices. Also supplied with the power station is a 12 volt charging lead and a 230 volt charging lead. Well, that's the Falcon Power Station in a nutshell. Now, I have seen loads of these online, and I have to admit I was a little bit sceptical until...
Yes, we spotted it at the Manchester show, and I don't think it'd been out very long. And I think what really drew us to it is how robust it looked.
Yes, it is. It's a very chunky device, this. It's very solid. Love these rubberized handles to carry it with. So much so that we decided that we were going to put this bad boy through its paces, weren't we?
We did, yeah. We really was actually interested in trying this.
Now, the thing that I did like as well, in addition to all its obviously inputs for power, was how to actually recharge it. Now, obviously, you've got the standard kettle lead here, which comes supplied with the kit. And then you have a 12 volt as well, which plugs in on the side here, which I showed you in the features. So you've got 12 volt. Now you can charge this either from the Caravan's 12 volt, but you can also charge it inside the car as well. If you've got a socket in the boot or even up front, this cable's long enough to charge it as you go on your travels. So you can keep it topped up while you go into site. And the final thing is actually solar. Chris, when we went to Falcon, looked at our controller for our solar panel and he says, it's a bit outdated that, Phil, and it's not going to last you into the future. Plus, I've got a really good piece of kit that we can wire into your Caravan that will charge this direct from the solar. And all it requires is a new MPPT, which he supplied and fitted, and also a socket close by the door so we can plug in an additional cable into the 12 volt on the side and it powers it. So we've had many methods of actually being able to put power back into this device, which we've liked, haven't we?
We have, you have. I said, and that is so handy being just
by the door, yeah. So now, as we said, we've put it through its tests and we really have. What we wanted to do was look at it from a few points of view rather than just charging the odd mobile phone or something similar. We wanted to give it, you know, a really good test. So what we come up with was, would it power a kettle, a toaster and a microwave first of all? Now, we did get a microwave, a toaster and a kettle kindly gifted to us, to the channel, from Pennine Leisure Supplies. They supply to the trade and they supply most of the things that you probably see in your Caravan dealers. Now, if you'd like to check out some of their products or the nearest dealer that sells Pennine Leisure Supplies products, I'll leave a link below. But thank you to PLS.
No, I said it's when we tested them out, I mean, we said, because you think about it, you need an awful lot of power for a microwave.
You do indeed.
And it did. We said we put it through its paces, and we said we made our breakfast, we made our lunch, and that's what we wanted to try. We wanted to try and see would it
power those things, and can we use them?
Yeah.
And to be fair, it really held up on its own. It really did well. I was really impressed with it. So much so we thought, what else can we use? So we then went round the Caravan and we stuck in the awning a fan.
Yes, we did.
And we cooled down the awning by powering it from the 230 volt, a standard fan. And it worked fine.
Yeah, and then we tried the telly.
Yeah, we tried a telly. Well, Alfie tried the telly.
Alfie tried the telly.
He tried his television in the awning and he powered it through the 12 volt supply. And he was chuffed to bits. He was watching DVDs all evening one day. Especially because it was bad weather as well, if I remember rightly.
In England.
But yeah, Then we also looked at it from your point of view, didn't you, with your hairdryer?
We did, because I said it's. I just have a small one, smaller, yeah, but it is a powerful one. So we thought, well, you know, will it power that? So we tried that. Yeah, it did. No
It did
problems
indeed.
actually. Didn't bother it at all.
No, we had no issues. I then charged my laptop with it. I also charged the cameras and camera batteries with it, and we didn't have an issue. And it didn't drain it that much as well. We were quite surprised at how much power it retained, even when we were using those products. So we moved on from the Caravan, didn't we?
We did, and then we said this. We looked at then bringing it down and actually powering things like second to clean the Caravan.
Yeah. If you know, in a previous video, we had a vacuum cleaner installed. I did it actually, from a Dutch company, and it requires 230 volts, which is actually here. It's this one, just at the side. So I thought, what happens if I tried it on that? And sure enough, it powered the vacuum cleaner. So when we're down at the storage yard now, I don't need any my generator with me. I can use the actual power station to supply the power to my vacuum cleaner, and it cracks on and does the job. But we then took it away from the Caravan even more, and we thought, well, what about at home? So it was my 60th birthday a while ago, I'm sure you know, and we used it to power our 12-volt cooler, and it kept all the beers nice and cool for my birthday, didn't it? It did a really good job of that.
Good job of that one.
Yeah, it did. And then I went into the workshop in the garage with Alfie. We had a little project to make. We were making a bird box. And Alfie wanted to learn how to use power tools. So I was wondering whether it'd power my power tools. Now, I did try a jigsaw, which was fine. I tried a sander, and it worked fine with that. And I even tried it with my vacuum cleaner to vacuum up some of the dust after we created when we were making the project. And I have to say, it performed really, really well. With no faults to really say about this. The one thing we did notice, if you've got rubber molded plugs and you plug them in and it's set back a little bit from the front of a unit, say like we have now, the rubber plug sort of lead does impede and you have to lift it up slightly. So what I found, I just put a little bit of plywood underneath and it raised it up, and
Yeah,
that was it.
That was the only little issue that we had.
It is,
yeah.
But it's not a deal breaker because it works really, really well. Very impressed with this. Well, folks, that is the Falcon Power Station. If you're interested in this product, we will be leaving a link to Falcon's website below. And also, if you want to purchase it, we'll leave an Amazon link as well for you to Falcon's shop. We'd like to thank you for dropping by and watching this video and supporting the channel. Also, we'd like to thank Pennine Leisure Supplies for kindly gifting us the toaster, the kettle and the microwave to make these videos with. And also Chris Williams from Falcon Technology for supplying this brilliant power station in the first place. I think that's it, isn't it?
It is. Thank you very much for watching.
Bye for now.
Bye.